What if the map was trying to kill you, but only if you stood in the wrong spot, and the enemy's job was to make sure you stand there? This map is a corrupted forest grove with a massive dead tree at the center. Around it, are areas of heavily obscured shadow full of necrotic rot, with patches of safe ground. Player characters who stand in the shadow take stacking damage. It gets worse every round. Enemies are immune. Melee brutes rush out of the shadow to drag player characters inward, while the ranged attackers shoot from inside where it's harder to see them. The dead tree at the center blocks line of sight. Here's how the rot mechanic works. At the start of your turn, if you have any stacks of it, you take necrotic damage scaled by tier. 1 die 4 for tier 1, 2 die 4 for tier 2, 3 die 4 for tier 3, 4 die 4 for tier 4. Then, if you're in shadow, you gain another stack immediately with no save. If you're out of it, you can make a constitution save to clear all your stacks. Then during your turn, and if you didn't start your turn within the shadow, if you enter it at any point during your turn, you get a stack. So a player character who stays stuck in shadow takes damage and gains 1 stack per round. If they leave it, going back to the safe areas, they'll take the damage, they get a save, and they only pick up a new stack if they go back in. The enemies, make sure they're immune. They should be adapted to it so they don't get affected by it. This is meant to hurt the player. There are 2 main types of enemies. There's brute enemies that their job is to grab player characters, drag them inward. The ranged enemies, they'll pressure the players from inside the shadow area. Some of them will take advantage of the dead tree to hide behind it, but their job is to stay inside those rotting areas. That dead tree splits the safe zones into arcs that have a hard time seeing each other. You spread out, and you'll lose coordination. Group up on one side, enemies on the other can fire opposed. Now, there are a lot of counterplay options. You can stay inside the safe zones, of course, with quick dips inward for 1 stack, or forced movement to drag enemies out. You can use AoE effects inside the shadow. Now, to remove the stacks, apart from just making your saving throw, break free with either a medicine check, same DC as a saving throw, or anything that would cure poison would cure stacks on the player character. Even in the shadow, they would drop their stacks to 0 until the next round. Now, the map stays the same, but the knobs to make it more easy and challenging are all about the enemies. If you want an easier fight, choose brute enemies that don't have grapple as part of their attacks. Let's say harder enemies, give them a knockback or pull as part of their normal attack, or on high end, grapple them with your regular attack. Another idea would be, if you want to make it more challenging, make it so that the ranged enemies, or enemies in general, have advantage on attacks while they're inside the shadow. Whatever you do as far as difficulty goes, I highly recommend not choosing enemies past moderate difficulty until at least tier 3 or 4. It's already going to be fairly dangerous to the party without the enemies themselves being terrifying. The map is free on my Patreon. The link is in the description. I'm Red Archon. I run 6 Dungeons & Dragons games a week and build maps designed to create decisions, not just rooms. See you in the next video.